To the series, guys.
Yeah, we are going straight into it. This is alive. Game number one. Tsurani on that blue side. Power in orange and tins. Like, this is an interesting one because, like, failure really is not an option for Power. This regional alone, like, if they were to come out, drop this series right now, like, it would be disastrous for the Sword.
Every single point that they miss out on, GZ can just get that chance of getting closer and closer. And you're right, this is they don't have time to spare. They can't get another top 8 in a regional. They have to bring their A game. And do you think this is the team that we need to see them perform their best at, or have they still got that little bit of leeway and we kind of expect them maybe in that top 4 in the upper bracket or later in the tournament to then start to show up?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Rocket League, right? So nothing is a guarantee, but you would have to be in a very small minority if you're not looking ahead towards the Pioneers. And, well, this is what happens when you look too far ahead, Tins. Goal number 1 goes to Pagsy.
Pagsy, one of the players we thought had to step up in terms of demos, but he's just going to dunk his way into the goal line there. Tsurani getting first blood here against Power, and got to be a good start for them.
Yeah, I mean, and it was a little bit awkward as well. Fever swing and a miss, not really expecting that angle off the dunk. And Power's defense has been kind of that questionable point. I mean, obviously on the attack, you can see it right here. Amphis with the reset looking so good. But yeah, not the opening that we wanted to see if, you know, Power is returning to that top 3-4.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't quite, we talked about thinking ahead. You can't think about the points, the battle against GZ for that world spot. You've got to take a game at a time, and really good to see the team step up here. What a save, but it is going to be dunked by Torsos to tie the game.
Yeah, that's a nice little redemption dunk, isn't it? Pagsy got one over on Torsos before. This time, Torsos not only faking out the first defender, dunking it on the second. We know Power can be dynamic on that attack, Tin, so they do bounce back, and we'll see if they can continue that momentum. I feel like this could be a high-scoring series.
I think it's cool with just the capabilities of everyone on the pitch right now, and Amphis getting bumped by their own teammate off the ball there, not able to put that one away.
What? And Torsos just swinging and missing. What is going on right now? Yeah, it was a good individual play before, but Power still looking a little bit rusty here in game 1. And Tsurani, look, this might not be that same lineup we saw before. Fade's obviously new, but Finn has that experience, has made several deep runs in the past. This is not a team you can afford to be making those kinds of mistakes again.
And I want to just, we've talked about the Power, you know, what's on the line for them. Amphis, hold on, waterfall touchdown, gonna put it away.
Oh my goodness, Amphis, hello. Yeah, the waterfall touch finding the second one off the backboard. Oh, we want to talk about dynamic attacks, Tins. That is it. Defined.
Amphis was always such a great striker to watch and continues to be just that moving forward. Getting the lead there, Power back in the position that we predicted. Still early signs in the series, though.
Very early days, but if we were worried about the mental state and the slow start, yeah, we can throw that in the bin about now. Amphis finds another across the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, great pass, and just Finn and Pagsy both caught late rotating. Won't be able to get that one in time. Top bins there for Amphis, and we've talked about Power and what's on the line for them, but you really look at Tsurani, they've made that change of a player that was so crucial in their previous success last split. Now having to, you know, form this new roster, get a new player on the pitch. You know, this is such a good, like, training ground for them to see how they're going to perform against these top teams.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously, you know, what that's going to be, but you have to remember, like, Tango was never meant to be the full-time replacement. Like, that was always kind of, we're dragging Tango out of retirement to bring him in and see how they go. Torsos puts another through.
Yeah, just non-stop here for Power. They're trying to make a statement. Game 1, it's working so far. Still over 2 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah.
And you're right. They are trying to make that statement. You know, Josh, Tango was actually the sub. Joshua DX7 was on the core roster. Tango coming in, making a great run there as the sub. But you're right. Now they're having to figure out, okay, we've picked up Fades, who showed amazing signs previously, but then took a little bit of a split off. And now looking to come back here with such a good lineup to make a run.
Yeah, and again, this is a great opportunity for Fades, obviously playing with a player like Finn who has that experience, someone you can kind of learn from right now. And I am with you. Obviously, Tsurani, they're a little bit of a step removed. the experience on Fade's nowhere near what was there on Tango, and they are different types of players, but this is an opening. Finn's gonna look, not gonna find it right now. I still feel like Amphis' second goal, that's defining this game. That was insane, and if it really shows us, yeah, Power, they have that confidence against teams not named Pioneers.
Exactly. As long as they're not versing Pioneers on the goal line there, actually, Fades couldn't quite put that one away. As long as they're really able to, I think, just break that top 8 curse. I think as Power, that they've got to go pedal to the metal, can't take anyone lightly. They just need to break out of that top 8 curse and then look to make that run.
As we do get to see Pagsy kind of making the save on the line right now. Fever, another chance, sticks with it, but isn't quite able to get that goal.
Torsos now getting a good center. Up early is Amphis. Been the striker of the game so far. Torsos trying to clean that one up. Can't quite. Pagsy with a good clear. Very dominant showing here from Power in game 1.
Yeah, as they continue 4-1 lead at the moment. Torsos trying to play through that backboard. Finn already there though, touching it towards the net. Finn's going to have another crack at it with Fades underneath. That should have got in. Torsos able to get the save.
Now playing it down the other way. Finn going to make a last attempt. Does well, beating out 2. Although drops out to Fever, gets a good fake over 1, has an open shot, goes for the fake again. Pagsy not falling for it. Fever almost taking out all 3 members of Tsurani.
Not quite there, as now Amphis will look to take it over the middle. Fades gets bumped off of it. Torsos tries to fall back, but Timer will take down. Look, game number 1, a bit of a roughie for that Tsurani side. Power, though, looking back in form. This is the exact start that we were hoping to see for the Power faithful. That confidence is back. They're winning on stream again, Tins, and it's been so long since we've seen that.
It has been a while. It's almost refreshing to see. Maybe OC will have its top 3 back in form. Maybe someone else will show up to the ranks, but for now, Power definitely getting that dominant display game 1, which is what they want to see, I think. Amphis, such a great striker. You know, we've talked about Amphis in previous seasons as well. Now coming in, still showing those signs. I think as a team, you've really got to be happy here. We talked about the players to step up, and Amphis and Torsos both racking up the points there over Fever.
Yeah, it was good to see, you know, the two of them just like absolutely back in that pace. And that's what they're going to need moving forward. It's like, it's kind of tough right now because we want to get excited for Tsurani. We want to believe in this team and then, you know, Fade's making that deep run. But realistically, if we're looking at the projected strengths of where these teams should be, Power should be sweeping this series. Like, they should be continuing this winning ways. And it's tough for the Tsurani side. Obviously, they want to be that top 4, but this could be that gap between, you know, 4th and 3rd.
And it's just that inkling in the back of people's minds of Power has put a doubt in not only our minds, but, you know, the viewers watching and everyone watching Power play. And do you think that's had a bit of a reaction to teams versing them, saying, hold on, there is a slot in the armor that this team is beatable, and more teams are coming in versing Power with a lot more fire and a lot more believability that, you know, this is a team that anyone can take down?
Yeah, well, we'll see if they're going to be able to sort of continue that, if they can find it. But with 5 minutes on the clock, game 2 now underway. We'll see if Tsurani's going to be able to bounce back, although straight away Fever putting the pressure down, doesn't quite get that second touch.
Good early win off kickoff. Shot opportunity for Amphis. Couldn't quite make contact. Looking for that 50. The Power starting out with a dominant display on the offensive end. Finally, Tsurani get it clear. Now looking for the double, but going to get bumped out of the way is Fades and Amphis for the clear.
Fades and Amphis helping clear it out. Still 4:30 on the clock. Torsos tapping it towards the net. Can't quite get it in. As the Power tight cuts, keeping the pressure on. Big pump from Amphis, actually throws Finn into the ball, but unfortunately it doesn't quite continue to go their way.
Now high in the midfield, Fever with a good win. Fades challenging from the sidewall, does get a hit on Fever. Gives Finn a little bit of space on the ball, goes for the pass. Fades is there, but Torsos just gets to it. Bit of back and forth here from both teams.
Yeah, it has been, and, you know, better showing so far from the defense out of that Tsurani side. We'll see if they can continue with it. Fade looking actually for a teammate underneath, does find Pagsy. All 3 members of Tsurani staying quite far back, super wide spacing, and they're giving Power a lot of space. Historically, that doesn't bode well. Fever tries to go for the solo play. Unique flick does catch Fades a bit off balance. Torsos, though, unable to follow it.
And very well from Tsurani here to control the pace. They're not forcing bad touches from what Power are doing. They're able to say, oh, we can force these 50s. We can play at our own pace, which is very good from a team coming up against a team such as Power. Be interesting to see if they can keep this composure moving forward.
Yeah, that's what we would be looking to see right now is there's Torsos, though, finally getting the dribble in and Power up by 1.
Bit of a dry spell there for Power, but they do manage to get it back. Great flip reset pass there from Amphis. And that is a hard read as a defender to make.
Yeah, it was a challenging one, but at the end of the day, you've got to be able to make that read against these top teams. So once again, still looking good for Power. Fever off the kickoff has a couple demos to help them out. Can't beat Finn, that third defender. And we'll see if Tsurani can start to bounce it back right now. However, yeah, it's just, you know, the speed has been favoring Power, the challenges, the kind of positioning on the pitch, everything going Power's way. And I just don't see a world where Tsurani can overcome this unless Power starts to continue to make mistakes like we saw at the very beginning of this series. Demo could open the door. Great save by Amphis and Fever with the follow through.
Maybe a mid-game adaptation coming out from Tsurani. I think I just saw 4 demos on the pitch trying to just take out Power, saying, well, if they don't have any defense, you know, maybe we'll finally get a score on the board. Maybe a bit of a switch up here for Tsurani, but it hasn't worked just yet. Power still own the lead.
Yeah, they still own it, and the defense now is looking a lot more consistent than what we saw earlier as Amphis will put it up for themselves. Has Fades and Finn underneath. Nice little reset to try and get the distance. Fades has to throw it opposite corner, but there was no one there for the immediate follow-up. Torsos, nice fake on Finn. Keeps possession, but can't quite get it to Amphis.
Up early, Pagsy looking for a mid pass. Amphis on it though, gets a good flip reset pass off the ceiling, and Torsos, great 50 into the midfield. That's a demo. That's going to be an open net. Fever scared me a little bit with a shot, but it does find its way in the basket.
Whoa, it was a little spooky, you know, open net. You always have to hold your breath every now and then, but even had they missed it, Torsos was there to get the read off of the post, so it does go through to its 2-0 lead.
That's the one where you just, I'm just practicing shooting, you know, I'm practicing placement. I definitely meant to put it there. It wasn't an open net. But anyway, you're happy with the goal, and now Fade's actually trying to get a great touch off the ceiling. And it seems like every time Tsurani have a good shot on net, there's easily 2 people from Power in net just waiting for the save.
Yeah, that has been the case, and Power just doing such a good job in rotating back now. With a minute 30 still to go, Fever will be the one who tries to take it out of that box. Has Torsos in the middle of the pitch. Go solo instead. The Finn had that save. Now we'll start to bring it back up the other way.
That is a great play there from Fever, just not able to get rewarded with it. Finn with a good stop, and now pass over to Fever. Shot on net. Fade's now walking away with the save, but they've got to get out of the defensive end if they want to try and close this game out. Shot just off target. Passed into the mid. No dice on that attempt.
Amphis now has the reset, turns into a delicate touch. Pagsy was able to rotate back, and you had, you know, Fades and Finn up the pitch, but they couldn't quite get that quick pass. So you can see how Tsurani, they're starting to look for the counterattack. They're starting to look for, you know, ways to get that pace back in their favor, but it's just not working for them. Power too cool, calm, collected, and Torsos with another banger puts game 2 out of reach.
Speaking of counterattacks, that is perfection. The pass into mid, Torsos cheating upfield, not even Pagsy is able to get back in time. Perfect counterattack there from Power, and that might just be the game sealer.
I think that probably will be 3-0 lead as Finn off that kickoff actually does, well, get some distance, but it's immediately kind of counteracted by Amphis, and Torsos looking for a 4th goal for the team. Like, they are just not relenting on the Power side.
A few opportunities that have just gone off target, that really trying to place for those top corners. But at this point, you got a 3-goal lead. You're just happy to keep possession. And it seems like a shot on target. Finn putting one away, giving him maybe a little bit of signs of life here, but 13 seconds, it is looking doubtful.
Now I'm calling it. Game 2 is Powers, and yeah, good touch by Finn, crosses up 2 defenders, but even then, a double kickoff against, you know, a Power team, which this lineup historically has been, you know, one of the better at kickoffs throughout, although
hold on,
got it there, but can't quite stay behind it. Finn will put the shot, but Fever has already recovered.
There we go. That will be game 2 to Power, and I was going to back you up on the kickoff is because Power is the one team that we've noticed have changed up kickoffs Torstos's going to get a nice little double to close it out. And you're right, Power's a team that we've seen different kickoffs. We've seen fake kickoffs. We've seen all different types, which is something you don't usually see. But, you know, as the usual, Formal brought it up and kickoff went in favor of Tsurani.
Yeah, just I try to use my caster curse for good, okay? But it doesn't always work that way. And what, okay, so here's the question I like to ask other people. How long do you give time on a thing for a kickoff? Because that was within 13 seconds. You could argue that it could have been one because it was off the quick counter from the initial Tsurani push. Does that still count as a kickoff goal?
I don't know where I got this stat. I'm probably just pulling it out of absolutely nowhere, but I think 15 seconds is an easy amount to, well, if there's 15 seconds left, you have a really good chance of getting a score on the board. Any less than that, and it kind of needs to be a kickoff, needs to be an immediate you win kickoff or lose kickoff directly to a teammate.
No, but I guess what I'm asking is 13 seconds after kickoff, does that still count as a kickoff goal?
13 seconds after yeah, I'll count that. I think if it still works in that kind of favor, it's fine. We'll count it as kickoff. We'll count it as a lead on from the kickoff.
Well, there you go. So I was right then. Power's kickoff goal does count.
Look, okay. Nah, I'm not Formal. Never mind. I'm taking back everything I just said. I'm not letting you be right on this. You twisted my words into try and get the right answer.
I just was asking you leading questions.
Yeah, you led me into the wrong. That's not the rabbit hole I wanted to go in. All right. No, it wasn't a kickoff goal because Tsurani already had the kickoff chance. It converted into a power play there. That's not a kickoff goal. Game 3, can Power take the sweep?
Yeah, I mean, signs are looking very likely Power will be able to get it as Torsos off of the kickoff that looked like it went Tsurani's way, but you could say it's been Power's. However, 13 seconds past, no kickoff.
Yeah, see, the ball has transitioned from one side to the other. So the kickoff goal is just, it's not happening anymore. It's back into regular play. Pagsy trying to go for a slow air dribble. He's going to be outpaced by Power. And Fades with a good dunk will keep Power on the defensive end for a little longer.
They'll try and keep him back down as long as possible. Torsos, though, with the dribble back across the midfield line, is able to beat out one, but not the second. 4:20 on the clock. Still no opening goal. That's kind of been a recurring theme between these teams. They haven't been too fast. As Torsos tries to throw it down. Finn attempts to clear it to the midfield. Torsos again going to go at it, this time setting up Fever, and that's got to be good. No! Fades from behind.
What a save there. Thought it had the placement perfect, but Fades just gets there in time to stop it. Now Pagsy's looking for a 1v1 versing Torsos. Goes for the pass. Good read by Fever to help clean that up. They regain possession here.
That they do, as Amphis, with a bit of the reset, is going to try to drive this one to the goal. Fades will stop it for now. Another touch by Fever. Looking for anyone cross pitch. Had Amphis there, but didn't have the power to get to them. Now a chance for Tsurani. Pagsy centers it, but also Finn too far back to make any sort of play on it. And we're seeing both these teams start to peak at opportunities, but still a bit more conservative in their positioning, so no real opportunities yet.
And it has been, I feel, an issue for Tsurani where they're not able to keep Power on the defensive end for long. Power, I always love going to these two names. Fever and Torsos seem to be the best clearers in the game, but Fades is going to get a nice double read to get them the lead for the first time since game 1.
Yeah, Finn. I think Finn really would have liked that to go down and in, but that's okay. This time, Tsurani ready for it. Fades immediately jumping upon it. And yes, first lead for the Tsurani side. Coming in game 3, but, you know, forward steps, promising signs. Maybe they can keep this one moving forward.
Tsurani have been doing a really good job on their kickoffs. Pagsy up for this one, has the net available. Crossbar and down. Hold on, Pagsy.
There you go. Good positioning off that touch right there. And yeah, Fever was rotating to the outside, not really expecting that kind of cut. And this is what we've kind of spoke about at the start of the series, where sometimes Power's defense just seems a little bit out of sorts. Fever usually so good from that position. I'm actually a little bit surprised it caught him off balance.
Well, they had the opportunity to score, I think, and it was a lot clearer for Tsurani, but seeing Power, 2 members from Power get back a lot earlier than I figured. I thought it was going to be a clean save, but when you're shooting like that, there's not much you're going to be able to stop. 2-goal lead here for Tsurani, and this might be the momentum they need. Double demo coming out. Hold on, shot on target. No, Fever does get back to this one.
And the save will be made on that line. Now Fever tries to stay with him, and Fades cuts him off. Finn has a peek. Decides not to commit, though. Too many defenders in the way. In fact, it's going back all the way to the blue side. Demo across the middle of the pitch, but Amphis can't make the first swing at it. Has to go for the second look. Fades, no boost, but it's a miss from Fever. Or was it a fake? Either way, in Torsos' lap, can't get it past Finn.
Now they're trying to get something going. They need to start moving now. Tsurani might take game number 3 here. Good touch by Fades to beat out the defender. Trying to beat out another, won't be able to. Amphis now for the clear. Trying to find someone in that midfield, but just happy to get the clear.
And just happy to clear it as the ball does get actually kind of pinched down right now. Swinging and a miss from Amphis. All good. Fever most likely called them off, so the fake didn't really cost anyone to bite. Instead, it's just Fever's touch. Too clean, past 2, and we have a 1-goal game.
Oh, I was waiting for a double touch or something, but just finds its way into net. Sometimes you don't have to do anything fancy. You can just put it on target and it'll find its way in. Minute 47, Power down by 1. Can they sweep out this game?
Oh, I think they might. I mean, Power is one of the teams that you should be scared of with only a 1-goal lead. We'll see how Tsurani handle this pressure. Fades right now, though. Already challenging middle of the pitch, and I like to see that they're not resting back on their laurels, Tsurani. They are stepping forward. They are trying to go for these 50s, but it's just not working in their favor.
And FaZe is doing a really good job at pressuring Power while on ball, not making sure they have the time. But what a save coming out from FaZe has been the savior here. And
but that's
one
not
might find its way on target. No boost makes the save. Finn gets the clear. Tsurani live to see another day.
Yeah, but only just right now. I mean, Power definitely throwing everything at them. I still don't know how FaZe was able to stay behind it still. Power's going to get another crack at it all. Fever down to Amphis, who tries to throw it back to Fever. No, called off by Torsos. It got awkward at the end, Tins. The net was open. They just couldn't connect.
Now looking to go the other way. Amphis is last back. 100 boost. Will be able to make a play on the ball here. FaZe with a great early challenge. Having to force that on early. Amphis with down. Amphis ties the game.
You can't do that to them, Amphis. What was this? Just right over the top of FaZe into the reset. Filth, Tins. That was filth.
Just faking that flip reset, getting the extra touch, and still following it up is a way to throw out everyone on the defensive end. Tsurani thought they had this game in the bag, but not yet. We might see first OT for this series.
I don't even think we'll see that. Here comes Power. They want to end this in regulation. Off the attack, they look close, but maybe we can bring it back the other way, or it will be an infield pass to Fever. Back to Amphis. It's good. Power takes the lead.
You give them an inch and they will take a mile. Great pass play in the mid to be able to put that one away. And you're right, they're wanting to end this one in regulation. They're not leaving anything up to the chance of OT. 21 seconds left. All eyes now on Tsurani.
Yeah, where it kind of has to be Tsurani. They came up a little bit short in, the past couple games going for these late kickoffs. This time, though, FaZe has a chance. Couldn't quite get there before Amphis nuzzles it back down into the corner. 7 seconds to go. One last opportunity. FaZe has Pagsy. They cannot connect, and that should be it, Tins.
Even with a demo, they've got all the time in the world. They might go for another one here, but it might be a risk keeping up the ball. Save does work. Amphis shot on target. Great save from Pagsy, but it's too little too late. Power take the series in a dominating display.
Yeah, fantastic stuff from that Power side, and fantastic stuff from Amphis as well. The mechanics out in full force. I don't know which goal was better, the waterfall setup at the start or that dribble past. Okay, it was the dribble. It was the game 3 dribble to equalize. That was the better goal, but so many highlight plays from this Power side. It is so great to see them back in that form.
And we talk about Amphis being a striker, and if that shows us the signs we're going to be seeing from Amphis, I am looking really happy with this Power roster. Yummy. What do you think?
Voice break must have been an excellent series for a 3-0. You've already lost it, but my breaking as well, because my mind broke seeing Fever come back with. I think that was the signs of a potential, resurgence of Fever, where he was having so many fake plays in front of net. He was really good at controlling his pace up and down. Sure, Amphis probably had the series. In terms of his performance, but was really keeping an eye close on Fever, and I think this is the first sign of a good split for him.
it should be. It looks like a good sign for the entire team, just how they were on that same page. It felt like consistently in positions for the passes, rotating cleanly. And it's good to see this now, but the question is, will they be able to continue to do so against a team that's a little bit faster, or against a team that could take a game or two off them, like the Pioneers?
You do make a good point, because Power were outpacing Tsurani for so much of that. So maybe against the KCP, who are going to up the pace, we might not see, say, the same passing plays that came out, like Torsos getting into really good positions throughout that one. But all we can go is off how it was with Tsurani here.
Yeah, and we got to see Fades in action with this new lineup. Yummy, what do you think? Are we feeling a good implementation of this roster?
Who knows?
What do you got up against
one
Power?
loss against a good team. We saw them lose a 2-goal advantage in the final game. That was the worst part for me. I'm like, okay, they're finally putting up a competition, and then they kind of just fell apart too quickly.
Yeah, it is rough, but I mean, again, we'll see how that team continues to go in the lower bracket. Obviously, I don't think that's the last we're going to be seeing of this Tsurani team. That they should be able to get back to that top 8, and I think Fades is only going to grow and improve as
top 4. They were top 4 before. Are they getting back to that?
No, not in that form. Not in that form, I will say.
All right. Well, we speak of the lower bracket, so let's get into that one. We're going to have a quick break and come back with lower